Alright people, it's Spratt here, and today we are back with some more Black Ops 4 gameplay. I told you I was coming with it, I told you I was dropping some more gameplay today, and that's what we've got. We've got a beautiful, well, it's pretty nice. Okay, I'm not going to say it's beautiful, this is my first game playing Black Ops 4. I was using a random controller, I wasn't using my usual scuff. I've been using a scuff controller for years, so, you know, trying to do some jump shotting and all that stuff, I just wasn't used to it. You know, I can get used to it, but I just wasn't used to it. But, still got a really nice game today. We're going to be using the Paladin. Yesterday's video, if you didn't watch that, I covered most things in terms of sniping, in terms of the whole feel of the game, but I'll touch up on that as well as talking about other things as well in this video. So, like I said, the Paladin today. Yesterday was the Koshka sniper rifle, I think it's called. So we'll get into that in a second. But once again, I've got to thank Activision for showing an incredible amount of love, for covering my costs of my flight and my hotel, and just making sure I'm able to be around to play this game, to play the early version of Black Ops 4. I just can't believe it. You know, it's been a long time coming, and I'm so excited to be a part of this, and hopefully many more in the future to come. You know, DLCs, maybe some, you know, World War II stuff at the end of the year. I don't know, but who knows really? You know, once you've come to one of these, it's pretty common that you got to go to another. So I'm really excited for the future ones, and I think you guys are gonna love just seeing early content from me, and hopefully I can shred, you know, on these other YouTubers or whoever gets to play early. So this one, like I said, I don't think I mentioned it yesterday, but I was actually up against Pomage, which was a nice little rivalry going on there, I think, earlier. And this, I almost turned on him, but we had a little back-to-back thing. It was funny seeing him, like, across the, you know, across, like, the setup there. Every time he would get play of the game, I'd look over and he just smiles at me, you know, just a cheeky grin. And I'm like, all right, mate, we get it. You're nice on the sticks. But it was a lot of fun playing against him and just playing overall. I was actually sat next to FaZe Blue as well. So there was a couple of snipers in this game. A lot of other people, though, that I didn't really know. So it's kind of, you've got to judge, you know, what's going down, whether they're going to be good or not. And I think this game was just a really nice showcase of how we played well as a team. We all had, like, our own strategies. We all had our different specialists, and I want to talk a little bit about those specialists, because obviously a lot of them seem familiar. If you haven't seen, there's 8 specialists in the game, and quite a few are from Black Ops 3. You know, they've tweaked it a little bit. If you saw my video yesterday, I used the Ruin one, and I had like a grapple, which is super cool, like a grapple hook. You know, it just flings me across the map or whatever. It's kind of cool. And then obviously the gravity spikes, but there's a couple of others that are pretty common as well from the BO3 games, but this one that I'm using in this game, I think it's called Crash. So it's a little bit of a new one. There's like an assault pack that I keep throwing on the floor thinking it's a grenade. I couldn't get that out of my head. You know, it's usually a stun or a grenade or whatever, but in my head, I just didn't know what it was, so I just kept throwing it down every time I wanted to throw a grenade. But that's there. I think it drops like ammo. But the main thing of this one, it's like you're a healer. So you go around, like you press your specialist ability, and you can heal your team. You give actual health, you give more health as well. Like I think I go up to 175 health at one point, and then I tag like 3 guys and I go up to like 225 health. So you basically got a lot more health on you. So that was kind of cool to use. But just overall, I only had 3 games to play, so I couldn't really mess around with different specialists, but I was trying to get as much gameplay and as much variety as I can. So today's, though, like I said, we're using the Paladin sniper rifle, which is a machine. It is so powerful. It's absolutely ridiculous. I think I was rocking high caliber on this, which I don't think you need. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a one-shot anyway, but the way high caliber works on this game is it actually is based on different body parts. So if you use high caliber 1, I think it's like, you know, the lower torso becomes a one-shot or something like that. You know, below the neck becomes a one-shot consistently or more powerful. And then if you use high caliber 2, I think it's like upper legs, you know, become a one-shot. Or so, it's something like that. It's crazy. So obviously, if you didn't hear my first video, every gun now has different attachments based on that gun. So you can't get high caliber 2 on the sniper I was using yesterday. You can only get high caliber 1. So that is just going to add to like a different element of how you use this sniper. Right there in the gameplay, I don't know if I'm on that part yet. I've got to chop this up because I keep stuttering my words. But I ran over barbed wire, and in my head, I thought I was getting shot. But I ran through barbed wire. I never saw it on the ground. And I still to this day, well, not till this day, just watching the gameplay now, I realized I ran into barbed wire. So that's kind of a cool feature. There's a lot of different specialist abilities, like support stuff that each specialist guy has. So it's super cool. And I love that. So rather than just being the specialist ability, they come with something else. I'm also using the stim shot, which is kind of the equipment on the game. So I'm not using like a stun grenade or a frag grenade. I'm using the stim shot. One of my equipment perks or something like that, which is like instant health. So you don't have to wait for it to charge up. If you didn't know, health regen isn't a thing on this game. You have to hit yourself with a stim packs or whatever. So the stim shot is instant health. You can use it while you're moving, you know, with your gun. So you keep your gun out, you can use it. It recharges quick. It's just great, you know. It's just super cool. So especially if you're getting in those close combat situations, which I'll definitely be getting into, it's going to be nice to have that as like a backup. You know, you want to run in there and just pop it and get your health instantly back, and then keep going, keep killing. As you saw in the play of the game there, that was Blue. He was using the reflex on one of the sniper rifles. So that was kind of cool to see. It still seems like it's more powerful as a fast run and gun, you know, with a reflex or a recon sight. But I've got the reg scope on today, using a Paladin. The power is insane. It's so good. I think on this one you can get FMJ as well, maybe FMJ 2. I'm not really sure what else there was on there. I think maybe stabilizer, which is like obviously to help with the sway. And I think the last thing at the end was ADS reloader. Now I didn't have a chance to put it on. I didn't really think about, you know, like I said, I had 3 games. You know, I can't show everything. I wish I could, but I just can't. You know, it's early access. I'm going to try my best to showcase what I think is going to be entertaining to you guys. But there was a thing called ADS reloader, which you could actually reload while in your scope, which I didn't get to try, which is kind of a shame, but it's so cool to think about that. You know, each thing just has its own unique perk, or whatever you want to call it. It's crazy. So if you didn't watch yesterday's video, I did say that I wasn't too sure if there's aim assist on the sniper zone. I'm pretty sure there's a tiny bit there. Maybe you guys have got a better perspective from watching the gameplay back, but when I was playing it, I just didn't feel too much. So obviously that's a sign that it's going to be something you're going to put a little bit of time into. A lot like Black Ops 3, you know, you put a lot of time into that game with sniping, you got a lot better over time. So I think this one's going to be the same. Like I said, I don't feel anything right now, but at the same time, don't trust my judgment. They've changed snipers so many times. Maybe the game will come out, there'll be a lot of aim assists, maybe there'll be none. I don't know, but just don't judge it based on this early gameplay. So this is where I'm in there, enemy spawn. Like I said, we were playing really well as a team. We were getting the flags that we needed to, and we were dominant. We won most of the games, I think, with my team that I had. You know, I was missing a few shots here and there, but this is my first game on, no scuff, and just a different setup, and the whole just adrenaline of playing a new game like this. It was crazy. So it's just kind of showcasing the map, showcasing, you know, the guns, stuff like that. And I think this map is called Contraband, maybe that might be the name of it, something like that. I think I get no scoped by from Marge around here too. So it's just this back and forth with him. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be such a good year. You know, I know he's been away from Call of Duty for a little bit now, but I think this is gonna bring him back. I think this is gonna bring a lot of people back, especially if you guys enjoyed Black Ops 3. That's what I'm looking forward to the most. Black Ops 3 for me was one of my favorite games, one of my favorite Call of Duties. I'm hitting people with a cheeky no scope, maybe around this point. Choke the 3-piece. Just wasn't getting those clutch kills when I needed to get these bigger streaks. But yesterday's video, I got that crazy streak in there. Much better game. I think I end this game, though, with like a 2 KD, which is always going to be nice. But that brings me on to like how this game works now. It doesn't show kills. It doesn't show deaths. It shows like damage dealt. So instead of people, you know, probably playing a little bit less aggressive to get a nice, really high KD, I don't think you can really see that anymore. So I think at the end of the game, I'll see my own KD or whatever, but I think in the lobby itself, you don't really see how people are playing in terms of kill-death ratio. You just see how much damage they've done to someone or the enemy team, and I think how much objective points they've got, you know, stuff like that. So it's definitely changed up how people are going to play the game. They're not going to be so focused on just getting those singular kills to stay alive. They're more going to be about played as a team, and I think that's what this specialist ability idea that they've got going on. You know, this 5v5 gameplay where you can only use one specific, you know, specialist per group, so you can't duplicate or anything like that. So I think that's just going to bring a bit more of a team-based effort to win the game, and I think that's just going to... It's just going to be so much fun because there's nothing more enjoyable when you have an enemy team or you have a team that are playing the objective. That's the best part of Call of Duty for me, when I'm playing like hardpoint and everybody's diving in the hill. It's just so much action, or playing domination and they're trying to push to our B flag and we're holding it down. Like, that's what I miss, because I just feel like in the recent games it's been so tailored towards people just playing slower that they can get away with that kind of stuff. You get rewarded for playing slower. You don't really, there's no negative to not playing the objective, you know what I mean? So in a nutshell, I think that's going to bring that out, bring that objective playstyle out of some people that maybe didn't have it in previous games. So I'm looking forward to that. I think I touched on perks a little bit recently in yesterday's video, but it's just a similar stuff. You know, I think this gameplay right here, I'm rocking tac resist, or it's called resistance on this game. You know, I don't want to get stunned or naded. I think I have ghost on, which is keeping me off the radar, but I'm not really sure many people got a UAV. I think I have dexterity on, so I'm climbing over things. So it's just the familiar things that you've heard of. The specialists, the familiar ones there. I think there's, you know, the fire breaks back. I think his heat wave thing is so different, though. I didn't actually get to get some gameplay on that, but I'm sure you can find it online. The ruins back, the seraph's back, you know, with the annihilator gun. Batteries back with the war machine type thing, and I think 4 old and then 4 new ones. Unfortunately, I couldn't show those, but I've got this one, which is the healer guy, and I'm just being the team player there. I think I tagged some more people earlier, just showing what I can, you know, really don't. Like I said, this is the first time I went to one of these events. I didn't have any advice. I just went in there and I played. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed, you know, seeing some gameplay from me playing the OBJ at the end of the game unnecessarily. Don't know why. I should have just been running for the gameplay, running for the kills, but It's just that OBJ playstyle. At heart, I just can't get away from it, you know? I did want to quickly touch on, there's like attack insertion. A lot of people were worried about. It's a part of one of the specialists, actually. It's kind of the support thing. So obviously right now I've got this battery pack thing. Well, I think it's the Seraph. It might be the Seraph. You actually put this thing down so your team spawn on it, like a beacon type thing, which is, I think, maybe from like Battlefield. Then they got the idea from there, something like that. So instead of you team spotted all the way at the back, you can have this once every 30 seconds or something where you just throw it down in the middle of the map or throw whatever you need to, and it's just going to recharge and everybody's going to spawn on that. So that's kind of cool. There's obviously so many different areas to those specialists. That's just one of the things. There's so many others. There's 8 specialists in the game. They've all got their unique ability and their unique support equipment thing. I don't even know what it's called. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the gameplay. It's going to be the last of the Black Ops 4, unfortunately, but we'll get back into some Call of Duty stuff. I know World War II might not seem as appealing now, but let's stick with me, okay? We've got a few more months, probably until the beta, then a few more months after that, until the full game is out. So please, show some love on this one. Let's get some hype for Call of Duty. I think it's going to be great. I think you guys are going to love it. Drop a like if you enjoyed. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys soon.